With heavy rains threatening our trip, we were left with a choice. To sit at camp or to go out and explore. We came here to have fun and to discover what makes Amamoor so special. And with such a great diversity of tracks, it will have you wondering, what's around the corner?
All right.
Here we go.
It's going to be a little bit scary, this one.
Day 2 is finally here.
The butcher put on an awesome spread for us.
Oh, look at that, that worked, every single one. Woo! Bacon and egg, the start of the bacon on the fry pan. Pop, 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 pop. So good in the morning when you're camping.
It's like between frying and poaching.
Learn a new thing every day. Poaching.
12,000 eggs coming up.
It rained pretty consistently throughout the night, so waking up in the morning made me a little bit apprehensive as to what we were going to expect, especially seeing the puddles on the campground tracks.
These tracks are going to be a little bit more greasy, a little bit more muddy, and a lot more fun.
We had a green XJ cruise in, it was Michael. I love a good Jeep, so it was great to see another Jeep out here. We had Chris with his Gladiator, and then Michael in his XJ Jeep Cherokee.
One of the things you'll see in most of the Piranha vehicles is a dual battery setup. Now what you see over there is the factory battery slipped into the corner there. The second battery set up here with the Piranha tray. These vehicles sometimes with their electronics are a little bit too smart.
Very.
And to make it work properly for us adventurers, us off-roaders, we need the DC-DC to run the fridge, the inverter, the coffee machine.
The coffee machine, definitely.
And whatever else people want to fit in their vehicles when they're out in these remote outback areas.
Breakfast is ready.
After a really good feed, everyone started to get motivated and it was time to head out.
We cruised up the forest road out the back of the campsite.
Going through this amazing scenic track, it is really something to behold.
Even though it's just a few hours north of Brisbane, Amamoor is a tropical wonderland, boasting a diversity of rainforest flora and fauna.
Because it's such a big convoy and there's some novices that are in the convoy, just make sure that they're feeling good about their vehicles and their ability before we head deeper into Amamoor and do some tougher tracks.
We were able to find a fun little mud warm-up for the day.
Fun little hill, Simon. Definitely a good way to start the day. Yeah, she's plenty tacky, plenty of grip.
Mate, it's awesome to be out on the tracks with you today. This one looks like she could be a bit slippery later in the day, hey?
Yeah, mate, we're lucky getting up here first.
Might have to give her a bit of berries on this last bit of the climb, I think. That was heaps of fun, that one. That was heaps of fun.
The Iveco is on its way. First gear, second gear. I reckon third will do us. We're in low range, not low, but low range. Here on these whoop-dees, just a little bit of accelerator to keep us going nice and smoothly over it. Then off the accelerator, engine braking all the way. You want to maintain traction. As soon as you lose traction by over-braking, you've lost your steering, you've lost your control.
Tell you what, Simon, the 1600 Newton meters of torque coming in handy now. She's just gliding up this hill with ease.
Yeah, there's plenty of traction. It's not too steep. It's a nice warm-up hill for the day.
A warm-up.
After watching the first couple of cars go up, I was pretty confident the truck would have no issues.
Atlas, we're in the jungle.
Roller coaster. Whee!
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 Oh,
she's sliding.
Oh, it's sliding.
Whee!
Good job, Tom.
There's Mike.
You reckon we're gonna get traction, or you reckon we're gonna slide?
Slide. Whoa.
Whoa, going down's a little bit more hectic than going up, hey?
Yeah.
There we go. All done.
This area is crisscrossed with a great range of trails, and we're lucky to have been led to this one by Chris for today's warm-up. With this track providing the right amount of ups, downs, whoops and slippery fun, we're all super excited for whatever Amamoor will throw up next. With rain still falling, we began our transit southwest and deeper into Amamoor with the peace of mind that we'd stormproofed our campsite earlier this morning.
We're going to leave camp and it's currently raining and we don't know what the weather's going to do. Always tie down your awning when you're not at camp.
It not only stabilises the awning, it also allows for a water channel.
Correct,
to
yes.
keep the weight off it.
Yes, it just forms a gutter for the rain to run off.
The plan now was to find something a little steeper, more rutted and a bit more challenging. We're now getting into a little section of track that's got a nice rut in it. That looks good.
Nice little stretch of the legs for the guys. It's nice seeing these big trucks handle these slippery tracks well.
Johnny, something a little bit different to yesterday. This track's nicely rutted and it's got quite a few tree roots through it.
Yeah, mate, it's definitely fun to drive. You got to keep your eyes wide open, both sides, watching the front for the ruts and the side for the trees.
I'm just loving testing out the low range on the Isuzu.
Well, we're now at the major hill climb for this extra track and it looks like an absolute doozy. Jump out, come up and have a look at it.
What is this, Simon?
A little bit of a hill climb we've got here, a nice rut, and the rut, interestingly enough, is not quite where the left-hand tyre will be. It's not quite in the middle of the track. Definitely a naturally water-eroded trail.
Yeah.
What's your plan of attack, Butch? I'm going to pick the right line. Marked up,
This could be a little bit scary, this one.
To test out the trail, we sent Chris up first.
A track like what we did that gives you everything that you want from a forward driving point of view. It gives you the intimidation factor of these big ruts. But understanding, it looks intimidating, but you've got a highway here when you're straddling.
Let's pick this rut, work our way through, no issues at all. You can see where Chris lost a little bit of traction in this hole. Woo! No drama. Straight to the top, guys, that's how we do it.
Coming up to this one, it was definitely a bit of a challenge. The collie was picking up some wheels because we had some big ruts in that one, but we were able to crawl that one right up there.
All right.
Here we go.
The immigrant's heading up.
Not my chippy. Not our chippies.
You're worried about your chippies.
Yes.
When we're doing a big hill climb.
Yeah, to make sure my chippies are safe.
Big Chef does it again. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Oh, big day.
The Y62 had a tricky day yesterday with the Drover 15 in tow. Today it was back at camp with its massive awning keeping everything dry.
One of our awesome features of our Bushwakka range campers is our Big Meg awning. So that comes with every one of our campers. It's a double 270 that folds around the back and around the front. Perfect for your family van, mum, dad, 2 kids. Guys, take this anywhere. It's been great for us here at Amamoor.
We're going to drop into the rut and see what happens, see what this Isuzu can do.
Here we go.
You want an apple? Well, when we get up to the top of this hill, we can get an apple. Oh my god.
Jumping everywhere.
It's a bit wobbly. Yeah, I'm not going to get an apple and cut it in half while we're going up the hill.
Made it, Atlas.
How do you feel, Extreme Butcher?
Super stressed.
To your right. To your right. A little bit. Yep. To your left. To your left. Yep. Straight.
How do you feel now? Unstressed. Which way you going, bud?
Let's see how the Mog goes next. Clearly, that was no challenge at all.
Let's give it a crack. That was a very interesting track, actually. Tried to do it in 4 high. Got stuck halfway. Lucky enough to have some assistance from Simon. Able to work our way up quite easily after that.
Finally, we've got our last 2 guests showing us all how it's done.
Continue cruising on, then we got to another hill, not too far after that one.
I picked the gear at the bottom of the hill and I just held it at 2,000 RPM all the way to the top.
Surprised how much a little bit of rain can change it out here. It turns the dirt into clay pretty quickly.
Hey! What? Yay! And go! This is so easy!
We noticed a lot of guys losing traction today as opposed to day one where it was a lot drier and shalier and we were able to break through for that traction.
After the 2 tricky hill climbs, we just continued on this ridgeline. It was just absolutely beautiful.
Johnny, what are your feelings on this area?
Definitely growing on us as a family, enjoying beautiful views left and right. It's very surprising that we've never been here, and I think it's an undiscovered gem.
Look at that. Hey, how good does that get? It's so beautiful.
Southern Cross Fabworks, how are you enjoying the drive?
Brilliant, mate. Can't complain, that's for sure. The views are bloody amazing.
Now for you guys it's pretty important, they're fairly proudly Australian manufacturing.
That is correct. Australian made, Australian built, Australian owned company, all family run and operated.
We've been around for over 9 years now. We sell top rock and rock starter with everything. We build it all in-house. We cut, bend, weld powder coat, and we install for over 70 different types of vehicles.
After a couple of really nice tracks that kind of started to challenge the crew, we thought we need something that no one's going to drive.
You can see it hadn't been driven much. I walked down and had a bit of a look first.
What's around the corner?
Down, all the way down.
Jesus.
We realised this was something truly, truly worth having a go at.
So it's not even fully mapped yet, but it looks like we can go to the bottom and then see who can make this up. Now tackling this monster of a hill that's not been driven in years is not an easy feat. Lucky for Dan, he'd get the opportunity to test out that new winch he's got.
Pretty excited. Got a really steep hill climb down here. Got the high mount there, 40 metres of rope. Hopefully we'll have a few people struggle to get up because I really want to give that winch a go.
I was first up and I thought, okay, I'm going to mow the lawn for you guys.
We start hearing the rumble of the Mog coming through the trees, just slow and easy, clearing the road for everybody behind him.
The Mog just kept on tractoring up over it.
That thing is a beast. It is like watching a tank just plow through. Just never skipped a beat.
Tom made that look too much fun and too easy, so I guess I should give it a crack in the Gladiator. What do you reckon?
It was more steep than challenging. You're not actually sort of articulating too much. So you're not lifting wheels or going on really crazy leans on a slope, but still gets the heart racing.
Hooked up pretty good there. So this is the steep stuff. Rear lock is on only.
Hey Dan, we might need a winch.
Tried to find some traction, had a little bit of a search. Couldn't find anything. I did have to back down a good 5 metres. We just gave it a couple more RPM just to give me some momentum over that slippery rock and then ease off back.
So I just had to go to second, just a few more RPMs. That was a fun drive.
So next to come up is Michael with his pimped out XJ Cherokee.
Typical Jeep driver, just a loose unit that he's just bouncing up.
And as he makes the last corner before the straight where the slippery rocks are, you can hear him punch it. And he comes screaming up that hill, making it first go.
A lot of cheering, a lot of encouragement from the crowd. Bit of a crowd pleaser, that one. He smashed it up there. It was really good to see.
For me personally, I wasn't willing to give it a go. I had the whole family in the collie. Now, luckily enough, did bring one of my Wanderers with me, who's a little bit crazier than I am, and he got stuck into it. He got straight up there, did the Wanderers proud.
You hear the screaming engines and everything else through all the bush, and you just start thinking, why am I here? What am I doing? Sitting at the bottom, I was pretty nervous. As a novice, should I be doing this? So I thought, yep, not here for a haircut, let's give it a go. Luckily for me and the Y62, she's got some grunt, just kept the revs up and she cruised up.
Absolutely killed it, made it up first go, and he did the whole Bushwakka team very proud.
No one had to use it, mate. I'm sad. I'm crying. But anyway, it's great. Everyone did a massively awesome effort up that hill. Bit of a greasy rock, apparently, right at the crux point. Yeah, awesome. Anyway.
Next time.
Next time.
Well, finishing up an awesome day out on the tracks here at Amamoor, and Simon's found us a nice little creek crossing up here.
Really just out of this world and something that I didn't really expect.
Amazing little track, showing off the capabilities of all the vehicles in the convoy and getting their bellies washed as we run through.
We were lucky enough to do a river crossing, which Clark had been nagging me for 2 days to do.
Let's go and dip our fingers in.
Clark's very happy to get into the water. That's one of his favourite things to do while we're out on tracks.
It was nice to see all the bulldozers going into the river and coming out the world and then crossing over again.
So I never really thought much about water crossings, but I can imagine as a kid, you're driving a car in water.
Where are we going now, Aura?
Into the creek again.
Into the creek? Just nice and cruisy. The kids were having fun. They're like, we're driving in the river. This is great.
You know, they're loving it.
That's a highlight for me. You don't go out in the bush without crossing the river.
Oh, we get to cross the river again.
Puddles! Puddles! Having a bit of fun coming up through there. Nice to spend time with my family out in the bush.
Woo!
With most of the tracks done for the day and a great intro into what Amamoor had to offer, it was time to head back to camp for a big feed and a recap. But we also had something a little different on the cards this afternoon with a race-off between winches and two old dogs.
Bit of a winch race to show difference in winch line speeds from a standard recreational focused product compared to a high performance competition product.
Three, two, one, go!
One of the main differences between the two winches is this winch has a ratio of under 100 to 1, a high performance electric winch, the competition scene, and anyone that wants a really high performance option. And our Tank 20 is a really, really solid performer for anyone that wants a super reliable winch.
I lost well down to Daniel, but he didn't mention that he's putting out some bigger ones, and I'm waiting on that. I could give him another one for his money.
Yeah, mate, anytime, anytime.
What a day and what a weekend it had been. Amamoor did not disappoint. And Fester and Butcher, well, they pulled out all stops with our final meal of home-cooked stew and barbecued dim sims.
Fester and Butcher, a couple absolute legends, put on this amazing feed. Enjoying a bit of that, sitting around the fire and just sharing the laughs and talking about the tracks that we did at Amamoor.
Loved it, can't wait for the next one. And what an extra bonus to meet all the guys that came along. We had an absolutely awesome time.
It's always an honour to be invited to these sort of things, watching the convoy conquer things you think these vehicles can't do.
Love getting out and just using our product, seeing all our winches on the other vehicles as well. It's been great.
Beautiful Amamoor State Forest, an absolute hidden gem.
The views were really good, always great to drive around there.
Awesome locations, and I tell you, a whole lot of amazing rigs tackling some fun tracks.